Everyone, very nice to meet you all. My name is Moon Ang, and my nickname is Moon. I come from the northern part of Myanmar, and I belong to Kachin ethnic groups. Currently, I'm studying here at McGarry College on second year program, and I'm very glad to get the chance and to share about my experience that I have done in my last summer. I make decision to coming back to my country and to work together with my locators, and that's why I call upon to my mom. And mom said, "How don't coming back to our hometown? Right now, the current situation is very worse, and in our country, the Burmese government and the Kachin Independent Government Organization are fighting very seriously at that moment. That's why I just praying to God, and finally I get the answer to go to the Malaysia to work together with the Kachinchas there. When I first arrived there, I was shocked with so many different kinds of culture. There's thousands of Kachin people who are living in Malaysia, and majority of them are working as a immigrant worker, but majority of them are not legal workers. They live there as illegally. Most of them are staying there as a refugee asylum seekers. So every night I have to go around to the believer church with the church leader from there and to pray for uh, the believers what they need in their family like that. Felt so shocked, I have to preach almost every day and every night. There were almost at least 3 or 4 families in a day who have a family prayer, and the church leader appointed me at least 1 or 2 in a day like that. This is a terrible experience for me. I've never experienced like that. But
Why was it so terrible for you?
I mean, it's like a heavy yoke for me.
A lot of work.
Yes, but I feel so glad that God used me like that and as amazingly. And I tried to work at there in my best. And I worked there. One of the best experience for me there is I came across with 2 guys who are just around. The one guy is just 20 years, and another one is 22 years. One day I went to a restaurant, and I met suddenly with them. I didn't know them before, but one day they went to the church and they heard about my sermon, and they recognized me and they come directly to me and introduced me, and I started talking with them. When I start have a conversation with them, and one guy is crying. One guy was crying, and that's why I asked him, "Why are you crying?" He said, he has terribly, emotional experience in his heart. He said he has a lot of stress in his life. He worked there in Malaysia, they work there as not illegally. They work there illegally. That's why they have many emotional stress, and they look for the refuge for their life. That's why I started counseling with him, and the one thing for his life is he was in Malaysia because of the fighting between their family, and his grandmother cursed him, "You will be killed by thundering," like that. And that's why right now he lives in Malaysia, and whenever the weather is coming bad, and when he had the thundering sound, he always crying like that. And I counseling him in my best, and finally he usually come to me in every day, and I just hold his hand and pray for him. And this is my very big experience for my life.
What did you learn from that which will help you in your future ministry, from that experience with that man?
The one thing for me is we have to be faithful to God. If we are faithful to God, God will use us in amazingly, because before I didn't realize about that. I confess that I don't have enough knowledge to lead such a lot of congregation. But if God wants to use, He will qualify us. That is what I have learned from my experience.